What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Realm Status, your weekly news for Camelot Unchained. I'm your host, Swiper, and today I'll be going over the weekly wrap-up for August 23rd, 2019. So, if you're new to my channel and to the Realm Status, I give a brief overview of the weekly wrap-up that Camelot Unchained does every week. So, their show usually lasts anywhere from like 40-45 minutes to an hour or over an hour. So, if you'd like more detail than I'm going to get into, please check out their wrap-up. I will provide the link in the description below. So, with all that being said, let's kick it. Alright, starting with number 1, work in progress, tech and audio. So, the team created new audio hooks for the start of a scenario and for the victory and defeat screens at the end of a scenario. So, I think this is going to allow the team to add music to these hooks in the near future. So, that's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to hear all the music tracks. Alright, number 2. Art concepts and NPCs. So this week, the art team completed over 8 pages of concept art, primarily focusing on the magic users of the Draugr. Draugr? Am I saying that right? I think I'm saying that right. It sounds like the team will have a lot of art to go through and eventually narrow down the ones they want. So some of the art that they provided in the newsletter, I'll provide here on the stream so you can take a look at some of these. Some of them are pretty cool looking. Number 3, work in progress, tech and pathfinding. So the team continues to work on pathfinding. Their current goal is to alleviate the problem where groups of NPCs clump together. So I guess what they're trying to do here is when these NPCs are out running in paths and somehow they get mangled and bangled or whatever, I think they're developing ways so they can kind of separate and continue on to, where their destination is. So hopefully we'll start seeing more of this, pile on through, because the quicker they get these NPCs up and running, the further along we will be in this game's progress. Moving on to number 4, tech, art, traps, and dragons. So the team created assets and animations to test the functionality of traps. They also started looking at the dragon model that flies in the sky to see if they can add animations to it. So I've seen this dragon. It's been a while, like a really long time since I remember seeing this thing, but I remember running around and thinking like, whoa, does this thing have like meaning? Like, is this part of some story that I don't understand? And then Andrew goes on to talk about, I think, how he basically just made this dragon because, it was right before a long break or a break and he didn't want to start anything serious. And it sounded like he just wanted to do something that was kind of fun. So he kind of put it out there. And so everything that I was thinking, I was looking at this dragon thinking of all these crazy things. And yeah, I think it was just kind of something they threw in there for the heck of it. All right. And ending with number 5. The team completed a ton of animations for possible use of NPCs. They wanted to stress that the movements are different than what our basic players get. And when I say basic players, I mean just the testers like us playing this game. And additionally, the team also worked on attack animations for one-handed and unarmed attacks. Alright, moving on to the Q&A section. Question number 1. When you make art for weapons and armor, are you designing it piece by piece, or are you designing the whole piece? Alright, and the response to this is the art team is designing each piece separately. So for example, let's use a sword. They're going to design the blade, the pommel, and the handguard all separately. And then all 3 pieces could come together. And I kind of think this is exactly what crafting is going to be like. You're designing each component and then putting it all together. So this could be really cool looking. I feel like Guild Wars 1 did this. I mean, it's been so many years since I played it, but I remember being able to find like the hilt of a sword and stuff, the blade of the sword, and like it was really cool. I kind of liked it. I remember their crafting system was very simplistic. It was just salvaging pieces and stuff like that. But overall, it's really cool to see that pieces are being designed separately so they could come together. And it's nice because the art direction is going in the same direction that this game is being designed. So I have to imagine it's got to line up really well together. All right, question number 2. When will realm-specific landscapes find its way back into the test scenarios? So their answer was hopefully soon, eventually. They said it might take a little bit more work. They need to optimize the code, and they basically want this to be a fluid experience, meaning when you have such a shift in the appearance of landscape and things like that, they don't want it to like lag behind or you see a dip in frames or anything like that, because what they basically said is what could be the worst thing that could possibly happen at a crucial moment, right? Like you're about to take an area and all of a sudden your frames drop and everyone's things just like kind of explodes. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be a good experience. So I think they want to iron out all those kinks and things like that before they bring it back in, or maybe work on it a little bit more before they bring it back into test. So hopefully we'll see it soon. But my guess is I feel like we're going to be working more on the classes and things like that before we see something like this. So it might be a while, but that's just me guessing. All right, moving on to question 3. Is there a schedule to say when testing scenarios will be over and we will start testing islands and mechanics? So the answer they gave us first is there's no schedule that they want to share. Second, eventually they want to have one huge scenario with a few sub scenarios running under it. And they also said something about they need to get the dragons working to nail down like the island mechanics. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we have 3 scenarios right now. We have the Cherry Keep scenario, we have the Siege scenario, and we have the Point Capture scenario. I have a feeling that eventually they're going to combine all of them in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not the Cherry Keep, because that's more for like performance and things like that, but maybe the Castle Siege and the point system, and then they'll throw something else in there. And they're going to have some type of mechanic where you have to capture the points, whether to get the keep or to get like a relic to spawn or something. And this is me, by the way, this is me just totally making this up, just totally thinking about it. But overall, I think that would be a lot of fun. Personally, I think I'd want all the classes in before they did something like this, because they get all the classes in, then they can be working on balance and seeing how all the classes react to each other while capturing points and while attacking and defending keeps all at one time, and having people run in groups and really getting a lot of data from it. And it would be a lot of fun for us too. So overall, I don't think we're going to see this anytime soon, but it's really cool to at least think about. All right, and question number 4. When can we expect to see more races? AKA, I hope the Vikings. So they basically said in the near future, we'll see more races. A lot of design has been done, I guess the art design and the work, and it's just waiting for the next stage. But I mean, come on. Have you looked at the website lately? There's like 7 for the other 2 realms, and the Vikings are basically like hanging dry with 5. I really hope these are all Vikings, but we shall see. All right, and we're going to end on kind of a tricky question that I didn't fully get the response to or understand the response to. So I'm hoping whoever's listening could maybe make some sense out of this to me, because sometimes I hear things and I don't quite get it. So anyway, question number 5. Did you start coding what's related to the map? And do you see any problems with it? And what's related to the map, I think they meant like positions of players, changes of locations, and player-based objects. So this was an awesome question because I've been wondering about this map for a long time. Like, I get the general idea of the map and what it's going to do and how it's going to work, but I just want to get more information on it, like more information on it. So let's get into his response. So essentially his response was no and no. The map has been built into the actual design. So he goes on to talk about how the world was once whole, and then basically it was broken by the Veil Storms and everything like that, and that's why we have all these different islands, and that's why we have these stabilizers to bring the islands back together. And, you know, I get the whole purpose of that, and it's awesome, and I really love the idea, but this is where I got confused. So it sounds like we're going to be able to see the zone that we're physically in. So let's say we're in zone A that connects to zone B. When we are in zone A, we only will see zone A on the map. That is my take on it. That's what I'm thinking that they're saying, because it would be pretty hard to have zone B across the whole continent and you hit map and, you know, where the heck it's here you are at A and it's all the way on the other side of the continent. Like, that's what I'm thinking. But then I started overly thinking about this, right? And then can't you just zoom out? Couldn't you just have a zoom out function and then you could see where zone B was? But anyway, guys, so if anybody has a better understanding of this, please just hit me up in the comments. I am dying to know more about this and how, you know, they think they're going to sculpt this or how it's going to work in game. I would appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me today. A few things before I head out. So there will be no test this weekend. hopefully we'll see one next weekend for the holiday. Also, if you're interested in supporting Camelot Unchained and becoming a tester, check out this video I created a while back. I quickly go over some of your options that you have for getting involved in testing, and also think about it. If you want to test this game out, you're also supporting this company in this game that so many of us have been wanting for such a long time. Now, you may have another question. When can I actually test this if I do purchase this game? Well, the devs try and tell us like a week in advance, or I think they're trying to do that now, but you have a few options. If you're not watching their videos, you can follow them on Twitter, you can check out their Discord, and if all else fails, meaning you don't use those two platforms, then go on their forums, because they always post when they're testing on their forums as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up, and if you would like weekly updates regarding Camelot Unchained, please hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Hope you all have a great weekend. Peace out.